Well, hi guys. Welcome to Robin Hood Diaries this evening. Again, as promoted, as previewed, tonight's episode is about. I think it's something like my five year marriage, 5 year gay, or whatever, something like that. I'm not trying to bait you. It's true. Anyway, so here we go. My marriage in the '80s lasted 5 years on the books. So, early 1987, I was trekking in Griffith Park, as I was wont to do, and there was a gentleman there, just the two of us. And I have mentioned him in previous episodes where we had been intimate, and then lo and behold, we were in the same commercial together. Woo, wow, that was weird. I mean, oh boy, you guys, I thought I'd seen weird sets. Anyway, so after this trick, he said to me, I said something about being closeted because he was an actor and I was an actor and we were both closeted. And I didn't share with him that my first RAPE was from a director that threatened to out me at 14. But I did express terror, as again, many of us were wont to do. I can go down a list of famous kids. And he picked up on that and blah, blah, blah. And his parting words were, Sean, an ex wife is just as good as a wife here in this town. So, Sean being Sean, and my brain confluences about 70 trillion things at one time, and it all comes vomiting out sometimes in decision making. So within days, I took my mom. I didn't invite. You don't invite Liz anywhere. She agrees to come with you or meet you there. So my mom agreed to come with me to the health food restaurant, very popular health food restaurant on Fairfax Boulevard in what is, east side of West Hollywood. And oh, I wish I could remember the name. Who cares? It's kind of lady was weird. So we went down there, took her to lunch. We frequented the place. The food was good, and I mapped out for her. I didn't say hi. A trick in the park told me I should get married, but I said, I've come to a decision about this, this, and this for obvious reasons. Being closeted in the industry and blah 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 blah. I came out to my mom when I was 16. She knew. She knew. I mean, oh my God, I was talking. Well, not talking about, but I was. She knew I was going to go out dating hither and thither when I was, well into my teens. So I was out with her at 16. My father, on the other hand, is a whole different story, a whole different book. I did not come out to him through and after my marriage until about 22. He didn't want to hear it, as progressive as he was. That's another story. So I took my mom out to lunch and I mapped out this plan to get married for obvious reasons, being in the industry and having been called out or in various forms and variations, and I had it. So I decided that getting married was the answer, as indicated by the trick in Griffith Park. So at the same time, I had a best friend, as soulmatey as you can be with a friend. Her name was Rita. And we had been like that since we became fast friends in about 2 years prior to my wedding. She also happened to be the niece of my mentor, for whom I was a life muse, who she and I were close for 30 years, and I probably will never discuss her on any of these shows. Maybe, doubt it. So, Rita was her niece. So again, we became fast friends. Delia, of which I spoke, had a fabulous apartment, and she always had fabulous apartments. Not rich, but fabulous, because she was fabulous. So Rita and I are in the midst of this very fast soulmate friendship at this time to the day before our wedding. So a proposal was in order, but not like y'all think a proposal should be in order or will hence occur. Rita and I, who were used to going out as best friends would do, went to a penthouse restaurant in Santa Monica. It wasn't Monty's because that was in Westwood, but it was the one at the time that was in Santa Monica near the Shangri-La apartment hotel, whatever the hell it was at the time, where I did the close for the video I Love LA by Randy Newman. Side story. Anyway, So at this same time, Rita and I went to this penthouse restaurant because we went out, my God. And it was a very, very interesting dinner. Probably the best, one of the best dinners I've ever had. It was lighthearted instead of what you might have expected, or maybe not. And I laid it out for her, and we laid it out for each other, and we had a laugh, and we bumped heads on the whole thing, and I mean, like this kind. And this proposal occurred over cocktails at a penthouse restaurant in Santa Monica. So, proposal, I should put in quotations. So, then we got down to basics. Okay, when's it going to happen? Where's it going to happen? We both knew the reasons, for the most part, that it needed to happen. Rita was not my beard. She was my BFF soulmate who understood my situation and entered into some form of agreement, to the extent that friends can form an agreement about what was going to happen and why. And she was fully supportive of it, too, at a time where I was very unclear about my whole existence. So, following this proposal, long story short, sorta, she and I were married. Well, Rita and I were married there was this little chapel on Wilshire Boulevard, which was like an office. And at that office was our wedding ceremony. At the ceremony, attendees were Renee Estevez, actress and friend, my friend Nancy, an ancient friend of my mother's who was a horrible man. My mother, of course, she had to, make the scene. Everything's an editorial. And my dad, And so we went through the ceremony barely able to stifle our laughter, my best friend and I, Rita. And we finished a quick kiss, and not like obscenely quick, but it was not making out, because otherwise we both would have started cracking up. So we did it to the extent that two best friends can kiss, and that was that. Side note, the musician who was playing guitar during our ceremony and afterwards was a 19-year-old guy that I was dating at the time, actually. And days before my wedding, he and I snuck off to the park in Simi Valley with his sleeping bag and cuddled and were intimate in the park at night in the sleeping bag. And were awoken by the Simi Valley police in the same sleeping bag, pants down, or at least mine, and they were very gracious. I don't know, like they had done this before. Ooh, God, I doubt they had done this before, but they were very polite and allowed us to recompose and roll up the bag and depart the park. And then a few days later, I got married. So there you go. Anyway. Marriage occurred. There was a honeymoon that ensued, whereby we rented an evening or two at Mondrian, spoiled ourselves silly with champagne and what do you call it when they bring the food up? And just, we're reveling in the fact that we got a place at Mondrian. And then we went to Santa Barbara, and we had not pranky fun, but fun taking pictures or having waiters take pictures of us, like, oh, look, here we are honeymooning. In fact, we brought, as a joke, we brought like two sets of tops, so it would look like, we were at dinner, and then, ooh, here we are at the beach. And it was just, like I said, it wasn't a prank. Well, I guess maybe kind of, but it was funny and fun. And that was in Santa Barbara. Very classic place, Actually, some of the most expensive real estate in the world is the residential area above Santa Barbara. So that was our honeymoon. We had a blast in Santa Barbara. We had a blast at the Mondrian. We came back. We got an apartment together, because I was living with Deli at the time, and she was staying with her family, with a family member. And we got a legitimate place, Orange Drive, near Wilshire and Crescent Heights, and proceeded to enjoy life. Uh, let's see, how can I put this? Rita, of course, knew, being my best friend, that I was at many points in my life for a while a functioning bisexual male. Um, whether this was out of necessity or a mixture of feelings and necessity or confusion and arousal or I don't know what. I did have a girlfriend in high school. I did have intimate encounters with other actresses that I worked with 2 times, one famous. And so, but Rita knew me, and she knew me going into this that I was a gay man. And she was there for me at every corner, at every step of the way. I couldn't have made it through that part of my life without her. She wasn't keeping me out of orange jumpsuits like my girlfriend in high school, but she was saving my life because I didn't know I had no idea what to do, and I was terrified. And we can make a whole show about why a 20-year-old would be terrified as a gay man in the mid 80s in Hollywood. That's like, well, that's most of, well, that's a lot of my book, so we'll just leave it at that. So, yeah, the 19-year-old being 20 and I separated because I was busy getting apartments and getting married and being married, thanks to his beautiful music. And, well, not thanks to it, but inspired by. And he went his way, I went my way, we went our way, and we proceeded to live together as a married couple for approximately 1 year, just about exactly a year. At that point, I met someone that I fell in love with at first sight, that I was with him and my best friend and his brother all through a slow, painful death from 1988 to 1991, which is a complete haze for me unless you dig deep. So that is the second half, not him, but the second half of this little double feature is going to be everything from us moving into that apartment forward throughout the rest of being married on the books. So I hope you did, I hope I didn't keep you too long. I hope I didn't kind of try and pack in too much too fast, or maybe I went over. I don't know. But thanks for listening, and maybe take a peek at tomorrow's show as a follow-up to this, because this is only what led up to a whole barrage of other amazing things. Okay, again, I love you. I adore you. Thanks for putting up with me, and go friggin' do whatever and everything I would not do or wouldn't have done at 14. No, don't do that. Okay, bye.